everyone, and thank you OTSI for the opportunity. Trauma is the second most common cause of macular hole with the incidence of 1.4% and 0.15% respectively with the closed and open globe injuries. Yes, it is more commonly seen in young and males, and they have typically poor visual acuity at presentation. But yes, there is no correlation between the visual acuity and the size of the traumatic macular hole on the OCT. These are the associated retinal comorbidities which make it more challenging and influence the visual outcome. Immediate visual loss is because of the primary dehiscence of the fovea, while the delayed presentation is just like any other holes. Typically, they are elliptical with horizontal diameter more than the vertical, with other associated signs of the trauma, and in these cases, the PVD is very unlikely. 10 to 40% of the holes, they show spontaneous closure, especially in the children, and OCT predictors are the small holes, absence of the PVD, and absence of intraretinal cysts. Proposed hypothesis of spontaneous closure is illustrated below. Vitrectomy preferably should be done after 3 to 6 months, especially in young patients with small holes. And if early, it is to be done in cases of the large macular holes or in pediatric patients to prevent amblyopia. Standard surgical options are enumerated here. So this is my first case. This is a traumatic macular hole of more than 1200 microns. So after staining the iLM with the brilliant blue dye, the inverted flap is being done. And under the air, the flaps were stuffed into the hole. So this is the post-op closure which showing the type 1 type of a closure. So this case, it is a small macular hole of approximately 5000 microns. In this patient, during FAX, that is during the fluid air exchange, the flap was lost. But yes, post-operatively, we could achieve the type 1 closure, and this means that the small holes can close even if we could not perform the inverted flap technique. This is the case 3 with macular hole of approximately more than 2500 microns. This was associated with other signs of trauma, that is choroidal changes, choroidal scars. After freeing the flap 360 degree from the rest of the tissue, PFCL was injected and stuffing of the iLM was done under the PFCL. Followed by fluid air exchange and the tamponading agent was injected. So we could achieve type 2 closure in this case with the atrophic changes. So now the case 4 is a macular hole associated with retinal detachment with PVR changes. Beyond iLM peel, in these patients, the importance of relieving the peripheral traction is there, and PVR, and it should be equally given importance. So after removing the anterior PVR, you peel the iLM over the macular area. In this case, the interior PVR was so much that after stabilizing the posterior pole, peripheral retinectomy was done to achieve the flattening of the retina and the closure of the hole. So this is what we could achieve after a month. This is a picture of type 1 closure under the silicone oil. Now the fifth case, this is a patient who has associated traumatic subluxated cataract lens. So in this patient, CCC being done under viscoelastic, phaco being done, and we could find a vitreous strand here. So anterior vitrectomy done using the vitreous cutter. After the completion of phaco, CTR was put to stabilize the capsule, followed by IOL insertion in the bag. Following cataract surgery and the IOL implantation, standard steps of macular hole surgery were done. And this is the post-op picture with type 1 closure. So to summarize, traumatic macular hole is the second most common cause. Poorer visual acuity is because of associated injuries. Spontaneous closure is seen in young patients and in small holes. Surgery should preferably be done after 3 to 6 months if the hole is not very large, and except in cases of the pediatric patients. And PPB with ILM peel, preferably the inverted flap with the tamponading agent, is the procedure of choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shilpi. That was a wonderful talk. Very beautiful films. Very well done surgeries. Can you tell us?
You received, no?
Can you tell us
Okay.
what difference do you specifically notice between traumatic holes and the age-related holes with regard to surgical difficulties and with regard to prognosis?
So regarding surgical difficulties, because of the associated chorioretinal changes, it is sometimes difficult and the atrophic retina. So it is sometimes very difficult to peel the ILM over that area.
And in
And
terms
because of the adhesions, PVD is also not easy.
And in terms of prognosis?
Prognosis, yes, sir. If it is not associated with the associated changes, then prognosis is good.
But Prashant, do you have something to say?
Yeah, as she rightly said, the prognosis as well as the difficulty level depends upon the associated comorbidities, ocular comorbidities. Like in the last case which she showed, he had a subluxation. Or in the last but one case, he had associated retinal detachment with severe PVR warranting a retinectomy. So, or in the third case, I think that there was a chorioretinal atrophy. These are the cases which might not do visually that satisfactorily, though we achieve a good anatomical closure. But yes, patients who do not have associated chorioretinal atrophy, RP is healthy, the retinal edema was not there pre-surgery, they are going to behave like any other routine macular holes.
I think important thing is to wait for some time, because it has got more tendency to closure on its own.
Exactly. In the younger patients, smaller holes, it is better to wait till 3 to 6 months, then only it should be scheduled. But larger holes, PVRs, we should do